So in this video, I will be covering all the chess pieces, and other than that, I will use a technique called mnemonics that will help you to easily remember the pieces. So how many pieces do we have in chess? So in total, we have 6 pieces, and I will talk about them individually. So mnemonics is a technique that you remember the movement of pieces by associating stories. It is not necessary that the story should be true, but it is something that will make you easier to recall, and it is applicable in any any subject that you are studying. So let's move to next slide. Like the example of is like king and queen. They always stay together like a royal couple, and bishop move diagonally, slicing through the corner of the board. And there is another example of pawn, like pawn start with 2 step like a soldier, first charge. So if I talk about the chessboard, so chessboard is 8 by 8. It start from A1 till H8. So in the second rank, all the pawns will go of the white pieces, and in the 7th rank, all the pawns of black goes. And the white queen goes in this square, which is D1. And if you dimension of chessboard is 8 by 8, it has 8 rows and 8 column, and the vertical we call it files, and in horizontal this one we call it rank in chess terminology. And each square has a value, like this square has a value of B7, this is D7, and if you see this is D3. Now I will talk about the pawn. Pawn move forward in one direction and it can't go backward. And for the first movement, it will go like it has an option to move 2 pieces or one, that I will teach you in the next slide. So these are the placement where the pawns goes in ranks 2 and 7. White pawn is always in the lower number and the black pawn is on the high number. So pawn can, at starting pawn has like it can go 2 moves forward, but it will attack diagonally one piece, one square diagonally, and it on the first, like in the rank 2, it can move 2. For example, if it is in rank 3, it can only move up or it can capture diagonally. So the one of the most important piece is king, because the goal of the chess is to trap the king. And to remember it in like story wise is like it is a king is a king who is like old but it is wise, so it takes each step carefully. So this is our king, and you can see like it is covering each square one piece to the side up. It is going in all direction, and at a time it could cover at most 8 squares. Then there is rook movement. Rook moves like a horizontally and vertically, like a fortress. It moves horizontally and vertically. Sorry, vertically and horizontally, and it covers uh, 14 squares at a time if it is not blocked by another piece. So then there is bishop. It cut diagonally, like I will show you how. So when we will talk about the position of the chessboard, the king goes in the E file and the queen is on the D file. And the bishop is on the C file and other bishop is also in F file. So the mnemonic for this is like they handle indirect affairs, so it moves diagonally. Yes, queen. So queen is the most powerful piece. King is the most important, but queen is the most powerful. It can go, it is rook plus bishop, and it can move like horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. Like this is how the queen covers, as you can see in that slide. So now we move to the knight. Knight moves in L direction and it can jump over the other pieces. If you can see, like these are the all the red boxes that the knight is covering is 8. And to more advanced players, like we try to keep our uh, knight in the center because it is covering more blocks. But if it is at the end, it is only covering 2 blocks. For example, if when it is in h8, it is covering only 2 blocks. Then castling is where like king and rook exchange their position. Castling is when the king and rook switch places to protect the king. It is like the king retreating into the castle and the rook guarding the door. So some example to it is a example to remember it. Over here there is like castling for the black and for the white. So if you see for the castling, the king moves 2 squares. One is king side castling and other is queen side castling. King side castling is this. Over here the king moves 2 pieces on the right and the rook crosses like jump over the king. So here will be king and here will be queen. So sorry, rook. For this king over here, it moves 2 pieces over here, and this is called queen side castling because over here it is going to the it is like going towards the queen file. It will go to this square and the rook will come and jump over it. In both cases, in king side castling and queen side castling, the king is moving 2 squares. And another thing is these 3 blocks like the B, C and D file should be empty. So does the like F and G file should also be empty when the castling is taking place. Moreover, if a piece, for example, if bishop is here and there is no pawn here and it is threatening this square, then castling can't take place. It only takes place when there is no threatening piece over here. This is the example of king side castling, and like here over here the rook jump like that and the king move like that. Thank you.